Good morning, Enid. It is Thursday, September 10th. It's a kind of a clear 65 degree, very calm out, very dark. You noticed that?
I did notice that. It was a bit dark this morning.
It's kind of difficult to get up. Good morning, Enid. We're glad that you're with us. I'm Steve Keim.
And I'm Sarah DeLangel.
Grab a cup of coffee. Join us for the fastest, as we call it, the fastest 30 minutes of the morning for us because it just goes so quickly all the way to 8 o'clock. We are so glad that you're with us. We have a good show. We have a special guest, Mo Anderson. We'll talk about Mo a little bit later on. But Sarah, what else have we got lined up today?
Like you said, we have Mo Anderson on the show. It's going to be a very, very interesting show. But we also have a lot going on this weekend, and you're about to find out what we're going to be having this weekend here in Enid. So thank you for tuning in this morning. It's time to rise and shine.
Thank you, AJ. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Nina. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday, September 10. It's amazing how quick September is going, and we noticed not necessarily the time change, but it's staying darker longer, but the sunset is earlier, which means fall will be in the air.
Yes.
Won't be a fall day today, because high today, Sarah's going to be 91, but that's not bad. It was 147 on what, Monday?
I
Labor
believe
Day?
so, yes.
That was a
hot Monday.
That was a hot day. We have a little rain in the state of Oklahoma, if we can bring our radar up at this time. Earlier there was some rain around Woodward, northwest of us, and southern Kansas. You can kind of see the storm. So right now some things are popping up, but nothing too organized today. Overall it's going to be a clear day, partly cloudy to clear, they said, but high of 91. So not bad. It's good to see the radar. So. See that sunrise behind us?
Yes, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Nothing like being outside in the early morning, right?
Yes, nothing.
So, well, Sarah, help us with there's a lot of plans, a lot of football games for the weekend, a lot of stuff going on. How about the 3-day forecast? What's it look like?
Well, it's looking very good, as you can see. It's going to be partly cloudy and sunny on Sunday, but it's going to be beautiful. It's definitely the perfect winter. Not summer, but I guess sort of a fall weather, even though it's not fall yet.
What do you call that between summer and fall? We got to come up with some name.
We do.
It's typical Oklahoma, though. It usually goes from 102 degrees
we go through
to
every
32
season.
degrees. It doesn't really go to fall sometimes. It just goes from summer to wintertime. Speaking of seasons, we'd like to remind everybody that according to Gerald Gilbert, our city manager, he's asked us to continue, the residents of Enid asked us all to continue with the water conservation efforts. You know, in the last couple of years, we've had the water conservation efforts go throughout the summer, and sometimes around September, the odd even water usage usually is revoked in September. However, Gerald has asked to keep doing that. So, Sarah, we got to keep on doing the odd and even. In other words, it's going to be year-round. A lot of communities in Oklahoma that get less rain than we do, they have water conservation efforts year-round. So that's what Enid is doing in that regard. So, the Walk of Fame, are you familiar with the Walk of Fame effort?
Yes, we also have a slide for that, for the Walk of Fame. Recipients,
Excuse me.
The honors will be recognized during a reception held at the Convention Hall lobby on September 19th. I believe they're still taking nominees for this, correct?
No, that's over with, and these are the 3 honorees that were selected by the mayor and the commissioners. So as you're referring to, yeah, the reception's coming up. Not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. And I have the privilege, Sarah, of working with the mayor on the Walk of Fame. And after the selection is done, I have the opportunity to visit with the families to let them know that they're father, grandfather, whatever has been selected, or their grandmother in some cases. And I had the privilege of speaking with the daughter of the Lieutenant Colonel Leon Vance, and very moving conversation I had with her. Her dad is a Medal of Honor winner, gave his life for our freedom in World War II. Tremendous story. And just to visit with her to say that we're going to recognize your dad, and it was very moving. So it's fun for me to be part of that, the small part that I have in the Walk of Fame, and we just want to say congratulations to all those folks that are involved in that. Well, Derrick, Silas, been looking high and low for him this morning.
Yep, and he's nowhere to be found.
He's nowhere to be. That's right. He's nowhere to be found. So what are we going to do with the Oklahoma Minute?
We have Raquel this morning to share the Oklahoma Minute with you guys.
Good morning, Enid. This is your Oklahoma Minute. Gas prices have continued to go down. They're down more than $1 compared to where we were last year. Also, Cindy Munson is the first Democrat to represent House District 85, and this has always been held by a Republican. Higher education officials are trying to focus on college completion. Also, OSU will be at home this weekend against Central Arkansas, and OU is on the road against Tennessee. And that's your Oklahoma Minute.
Wow, very good, Raquel. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, she did. She did a great job.
She did a great job. So Derrick, Silas, we missed you. You're nowhere to be found, but Raquel filled in nicely.
Yes,
Great job,
did.
Raquel.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah, she mentioned football. Oklahoma State, they have their home opener at Boone Pickens Stadium, and then OU's on the road to Tennessee. So football is here. I know you're just thrilled, Sarah.
Yeah.
Can you spell the word football?
I actually can. I don't want to, though.
Yeah, that's,
but I can.
That's what I thought it was going to be. And I think Raquel has more news about what's going on. She's going to talk about some football as well. Oh, we need to do Make a Burger. My mistake.
Yes, Make a Burger.
We got a great event coming up on the 26th. Tell us about it, Sarah.
Yes. This event will take place at Leonardo's, and it'll be from 11 to 2. And I believe this is to help raise funds, correct?
Exactly.
Yes.
It's one of their annual fundraisers.
Yes, it's an annual fundraiser. Make a Burger, Make a Wish. So stop by.
And one of the reasons why we show this is that the city of Enid is involved in partnership with Dan Smith and all those folks at Make-A-Wish Oklahoma, because the mayor, David Van Hooser, Dr. Van Hooser, was one of the celebrity judges to pick out the best hamburger. So the mayor is one of the celebrity judges this year, and so that's our partnership with Make-A-Wish Oklahoma, and we really support that effort. So, and we have a promo that runs on Channel 11 supporting that. Good morning, Enid. It's Thursday, September 10. Hope you're having a great morning. 91 degrees is our expected high today. Right now, it's still holding steady, mostly clear skies. Very calm and peaceful, dark out there this morning, and 65 degrees. We're glad that you're with us. Well, again, football is here. A lot going on in Enid for the weekend, and Raquel's going to give us an update on what's going on.
Good morning, Enid. We have a lot of things going on this weekend. First of all, on Friday night, we have the Enid High Homecoming, and they will be playing against Sand Springs. The game begins at 7 p.m. Also, Friday, we have First Friday. It was moved due to Labor Day weekend, and for kids walk and run. The Hero Run begins at 6 p.m., and this is always a great event. Even, just having First Friday is a great event to take your family out to. We also had the county fair begin this week, and it'll be going on until Sunday, and this will be ongoing from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then Sunday 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So you're more than welcome to go and see what they have out there and eat some good carnival food. So that's what's going on in Enid this weekend.
I like that statement. Good carnival food.
Yes.
Is there such thing as good?
I don't know if the word is good, but delicious, yes.
Okay. It may not be healthy, but it's delicious. So, Raquel, thank you very much for filling in both roles today. Friday Night Lights. I'm sorry that we kind of have a football theme going today, but we want to show our support of the area teams and their ball games coming up on Friday. As you can see on your screen, there's a lot of things, as Raquel mentioned. Homecoming, Sand Springs is coming to town to play Enid. OBA's over at Alva, and you can see the list. I don't need to read that for you. You got a favorite there? How about Garber and Oaks Mission? Who's going to win that one, Sarah?
I'm going to go with Garber just because I know students from Garber.
Okay, and then you see Covington, Douglas, and Medford. If we don't have your team on there, we apologize. Send us a note, and you can do so at asksteve@enid.org. And so we'll try to get your school up there. Yep, there's the Holsteins. Oh. And that's where you can send us your score, which game you got coming up for next Friday, so we can get it on the screen for you, but you can email that information to us at asksteve@enid.org. So, and any suggestions for the show, and any suggestions for delicious carnival food, send them to us. So, good morning, Enid. It's 7:40 on the September 10th. It is a real privilege to introduce Jomara because she's going to introduce a special guest that visited the ETN studios last week, and through the miraculous way of television, we have her back today. So, Jomara, it's all yours.
Thank you, Steve. Good morning, Enid. Enid area resident Mo Anderson visited the Enid Television Network studios last week, and she is a business leader, philanthropist, and CEO of Keller Williams. Steve had the opportunity to visit with her, and she talked to him. She shared her stories about her upbringing in Waukomis and Drummond, and also a little bit about his book, A Joy-Filled Life, and more about her experience as CEO of Keller Williams. Now let's watch that video.
But when you come back to this part of the state, is there any memories that come back and say, wow?
Well, you know, Steve, it's really interesting because I think it's difficult to disassociate yourself from your roots. Yeah. And I've found in my own life, the older I get, the more I long for my roots. So yes, when I come back to Enid, the memories flood my mind. Like, I remember where Crest was located on the square. I remember how crowded the square was with people on a Saturday. I mean, hundreds of people were in town shopping. If I got to go to the west side of the square and buy something from Newman's department store, it was a great day. I remember the family meeting place was always Penny's. And oh my goodness, those hamburgers on the corner were the best things in the world. I loved the movie theaters, the Chief and the Esquire. Oh my goodness. And then even in my little hometowns of Waukomis and Drummond, when I go to Waukomis and I see the gymnasium where Richard and I played basketball, it just thrills my soul. And now there is this glorious coffee shop in my old economics homeroom where I learned to sew and cook. Is that not amazing? Wow. But what really happens to the inside of me is I realize how these communities nurtured me and encouraged me as I grew up. And now I have a desire to give back. Sure. So yes, coming back is really special.
And that leads in to my second question. And I know with you kind of giving us that play-by-play of all these places you've been or used to go to as a younger person, I know there's people watching this that, yeah, I was there too, or I remember that movie theater, and I remember Penny. So I know you've just rekindled a bunch of interest or memories for a lot of people that are watching. You talked a little bit about this farm girl. Now, growing up in Perry, Oklahoma, it's always home to me, even though I've been gone for forever from Perry. But that small town farm experience really impacted my life, my work ethic, and so forth. How about you? The farm girl, did that kind of cultivate the work ethic that you have?
Oh, yes. Yes, the work ethic was nurtured and developed on the farm.
There was no such thing as do it tomorrow, right?
That's right. And even though I was like any other kid in the world, I wanted to be shooting basketball goals on the pitiful little rim we had hanging on the granary of my grandmother's farm. And I wanted to be playing with the neighbor kids that lived a mile away. But no, I was up at dawn, My father would awaken me when the sun came up, and we would go to the fields and plow. That was back in the days when we plowed. Now everybody does the disc thing. But we plowed until it became dark. And so during the school year, I milked my cows in the morning before I went to school, and then when I came home, I had the chores to do. At the age of
sound like so much fun.
At the age of 6, my job was to walk down that wonderful pasture lane and bring in the livestock. And of course, I used that lane to dream.
Yeah, very good. I like that. Well, tell us a story about Mo, as in the first name. A good friend of mine in Tulsa, her name was Imogene, but we called her Imo for short. And I think there may be something similar to why they call you Mo.
Well, my real name is Imo Zell. And so in high school, a few of my basketball friends would call me Imo.
Okay.
When my parents delivered me to the doorsteps of Oklahoma College for Women in the fall of 1955, I met a girl coming down the steps. She said, "What is your name?" I said, "My name is Imo Zell, but people call me Imo." And she looked at me kind of funny and she said, "Well, I'm going to call you Mo." About 10 seconds after that, another group of girls came down the steps, and she introduced me as Mo, and it stuck.
How about that?
So everybody calls me Mo.
That's great.
Almost everybody.
Well, one credential that maybe some individuals do not know about you, they may be familiar with your realty world or your realty accomplishments, but you were a school teacher.
Oh,
and that goes back, I guess, to the beginning, from after college, a school teacher in Esponca City, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, was a music teacher?
After I graduated from the University of Oklahoma, I became a public school music teacher in Midwest City at Traub Elementary School. Wow. And then after Richard graduated, we moved to Ponca City. And I had the joy of teaching in a music teacher's paradise, Ponca City, Oklahoma. It was just glorious. I had the children every single day. I actually taught them to sing in 3-part harmony. I was able to help them learn to identify all the instruments of the orchestra. And we put on performances at Christmas time. The gymnasium was filled with people, not only from Ponca City, but from other neighboring communities who had heard about my children. And every Christmas, even to this day, I get a little bit nostalgic because I miss my kids.
How about that? This may probably be the most difficult question for you, but how did you go from Ponca City's school teacher, music teacher, to an executive within the real estate industry? In 20 words or less, how did you do that?
Oh dear. Well, in 20 words or less.
Because we'll talk more about real estate later. But
I have a husband who looked at how hard I worked as a teacher, and I couldn't make very much money. And he could see talents and abilities that I had that he thought would be applicable to the business world, and I never dreamed I could be a businesswoman. So it was a case where my husband encouraged me to move into the real estate industry, and my goodness, how glad I am he did.
Things have taken off from there. So the lesson is, it's so important to have an exhorter or an encourager in your life.
Well, that's right. Someone who has a vision of what you can become when maybe you can't think of the vision yourself.
Very good. Our special guest today on City Connections is Mo Anderson. Mo lives in a couple places, I think in Texas with her husband and also in Oklahoma City area. but also has still a strong connection to Drummond and Wacomas in the Enid area, and we're just so thrilled to have her in the ETN studios today. I noticed looking at the Keller Williams website that there was a phrase or a term that they called you the Velvet Hammer. And that's a name for you?
They often refer to me as the Velvet Hammer.
Okay.
And the reason they do is because in building a company, one must develop standards, but you not only develop them, you hold people accountable to hold to those standards. And I have a reputation of being non-compromising on standards.
Oh, so you're one of those that hold people accountable. Oh, okay. I get it.
And they have bracelets that they wear in some regions that are WWMD. You know what that means?
No.
What would Mo do?
Very good.
And oftentimes the leadership in the different business units that we have across the world, they will say, well, what would Mo do? What would Mo say? And so, therefore, I came by the name of the Velvet Hammer.
Okay.
Because I love on them before I hit them, so to speak. I don't mean that literally.
And that's a takeaway for me today. You love on them before you hit them. Okay, I understand. Our special
Before
guest.
you hit them with the standard.
Yes, I got it. Again, our special guest, we're so glad that she visited the ETN studio today, is Mo Anderson, Enid area native, Wacomas and Drummond, but also continues to be a big part of communities wherever she's at.
Wonderful interview. If you want to watch the full 30-minute interview, stay tuned at 8 a.m. Mo Anderson and Steve Keim on City Connections. You'll have a chance to watch the full interview. And also, Mo Anderson will be signing her book, A Joy-Filled Life, this afternoon from 6 to 8 p.m. at Hastings Bookshop. Again, thank you for watching. And now back to you, Steve and Sarah.
Jomara, thank you very much. It was a real privilege to visit with Mo, and as she said, at the top of the hour, we'll have that entire interview and go by and say hello to her tonight. Well, it's Thursday, September 10, and I was thinking earlier this morning, Sarah, that tomorrow is 9/11.
Yes,
and
it is.
It would be most appropriate for us to take a moment today, tomorrow, and the next day, but on 9/11, which is tomorrow, to, as you see, that Penn has graciously put together to never forget what took place on 9/11/2001. I think everyone in this room and our viewing audience remembers where you were at when all of this took place. And so I just encourage you tomorrow, join me and others to do a kind of a random act of kindness in the honor of the many thousands that lost their lives on 9/11 in 2001. And it's amazing how the time goes that took place back then.
Yes.
Well, the 3-day forecast real quick for those planning the weekend. What's it look like, Sarah?
It looks really great. Cloudy and sunny all weekend.
Very good, very good. And fall is in the air, so.
Yes.
Well, Raquel is back, and she's going to let us know, besides the cooler weather, what activities are involved in for this weekend. Raquel, what's going on?
Well, the weather will be perfect for Enid's homecoming game, which is this Friday. Tomorrow it begins at 7 p.m. at the D. Bruce Selby Stadium. Also, we have First Friday and 4A Kids Walk and Run, and this begins at 6 p.m. at downtown Enid. And we have the Garfield County Fair, which has already began yesterday, and it'll go on until Sunday, and it'll be ongoing from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So definitely nice weather for these outdoor activities. So that's what's going on in Enid this weekend.
Yeah, very good. And Raquel, we appreciate you filling in for Derrick today and giving us all the news as well. So one of my favorite portions of the show is to find homes for pets. And we have a promo, a little video that we'd like to show at this time here at 7:54 on this Thursday morning. try to find homes for some great puppy dogs at the animal shelter. So here we go.
Are you wanting to bring home a new family member, but you don't know where to look? There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Come by the Enid Animal Shelter or visit our Facebook page. Adopt.
And appreciate the opportunity to share that promo with you. 249-4910, Sarah, that's the number to call. And you have any dogs and cats?
I have a dog. His name's Walter. No cats. I'm not a cat person.
You're not a cat person.
No.
Okay. Well, we're the proud owner of one cat. My wife's 15-year-old cat named Norman passed away recently, which was really difficult for all of us because they're a part of the family.
Yeah,
so.
they are.
Good morning, Enid, at 7:56. Thank you for joining us. High today is going to be around 91, mostly clear skies today, but calm winds. Should be a golf course day for folks. City Commission comes up next Tuesday, and along line with that, we have some department head videos that we want to show you. So keep in mind the City Commission broadcast on Channel 12 and 112 next Tuesday. And we want to introduce you to Angela. She's part of our code department at the City of Enid.
Hello, my name is Angela Rasmussen, and I serve as Director for the Code Department. The Code Department is responsible for the administration and enforcement of all building codes, issuance of permits for building, electrical, plumbing, and mechanical projects, and the inspection of code compliance throughout the building process. If I can be of assistance to you, please contact me at the number provided on our website. Thank you.
Excuse me, caught me drinking there. Nothing like coffee. Coffee and a gorgeous sunrise. I still think that sunrise is just gorgeous today.
It is.
So we certainly appreciate you being with us today. Keep in mind that Mo Anderson will be signing copies of her book at 6 o'clock this evening. She's coming back home. Her and her husband still, Enid area residents, and they have a farm area around Waukomis and also Drummond, so it'd be good. And some of you went to school with her, probably want to go say hi to an old classmate.
Will you be there today?
I think I want to go by and say hello to her. And her husband's just as nice as Mo is. So.
Oh, nice.
Keep in mind, City Commission broadcast next Tuesday night. We'll broadcast it live. Also, keep in mind that if you don't have the TV close by, you can go to enidtv.org, and we're live streaming all that. So, well, another fast 30 minutes, Sarah.
Yes, definitely. We're very glad you guys got to join us. We'll see you guys next week.
Make it a great day. Thanks, everyone.